Welcome back. We are joined now by Amanda Peipel with New Atlantis out of St. Peter, here to talk about craniosacral therapy.
And craniosacral therapy, that's a word that it just have never really heard before. What is it?
Yeah, yeah, it could be a little bit of a tongue twister for sure. So craniosacral therapy is a manual therapy that's working with the craniosacral system. So,
and manual meaning with hands.
Yeah, so you have a therapist using their hands to work with the body. You know, everybody knows they have a cardiovascular system. Everybody knows they have a respiratory system, but most people don't know that they have a craniosacral system, which is another system of the body. It's got certain parts, it's got a rhythm, and it's got different ways that it behaves and moves. And so just like when we're checking out our health of our other systems, it's really important to know how the health of that system is working too. So the craniosacral system is named for the cranium and the sacrum. So we have our cranium on our head and the sacrum, which is the bone at the bottom of our spine. Between those 2 points, we have a hydraulic pump that's moving cerebral spinal fluid up and down all day long. It's really slow and it's super subtle. But what it's doing is it's helping to bathe our whole nervous system. So our brain and our spinal cord and all the nerves that come out of both of those areas. And in order for it to do its job, it needs the interaction of all the other systems in order to do that. But likewise, this system underlies each of those. So there's a wide variety of things that this can help with because of that interconnectedness to so many different things.
So what are some reasons why someone would get this?
Yeah, you know, just as a general good overall health, you know, our brain and our spinal cord is kind of a big deal. They do a few things for us, right? So we always want to make sure that those things are performing optimally. So just general health is just a really good reason why somebody would come, but where craniosacral therapy really excels is some of the more complicated things. So things like pain and digestion problems and joint conditions and concussions are a really big one. Post-COVID symptoms, a lot more complex type things like neurodegenerative disorders, nervous system related type things, anxiety, that's a big one. So it can help with a whole plethora of things, but it really helps fill in the gap where people sometimes can't get those answers and they spend a long time trying to figure it out. But oftentimes this is the therapy that's the missing key to getting those things resolved.
So how do you know when you need to take that step of this might be an option? Yeah,
absolutely. You know, I think just because this is a therapy, a modality that not a lot of people have heard of, I'm often somebody's kind of last resort, or they've tried everything and nothing's worked, and then they come to me and I'll go, oh, well that makes a lot of sense. I haven't heard that, but that explains a lot of things. You know, whether it's coming in to help with stress, you know, and just we live in a stressful world and that takes a toll on our bodies, so just general maintenance is a good reason. But for, like I said, a lot of those more specific medical conditions that people are struggling to get answers for and to find relief. So,
and really quick, what does this therapy actually look like?
Yeah, so like we said, it's a manual therapy, so we have a person just resting on a table, on a massage table. They get to stay totally dressed, and we're just using really light touch to help relieve some of these restriction patterns in the body. It's light touch because we're working with a system that's more fluid and electrical in nature, not something that's necessarily as dense as a muscle.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's really relaxing. Most people fall asleep.
And let's tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, so in St. Peter, my practice is called New Atlantis. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I have a website, newatlantismn.com.
All right.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll have more when we come back on Cato Living.